On the 29th of April 1770, a big white bird sailed into the bay. On board that big bird, what the Aboriginal people thought was a big bird, was Lieutenant James Cook. And that was the first day of contact. From that day, our people have continually been removed from this site and disconnected. This project is very much about trying to reconnect the Aboriginal people back to the site.
These boys were getting into trouble every day, weren't going to school.
When I first met these boys, I felt that they would really have to make a lot of changes to have a good future in a regular job.
At first I was in year 10, finished school, got not a good certificate.
I will be probably with Centrelink and just bumming around Perouse.
I was on Centrelink doing nothing, and then Dean offered me the job and I was like, yeah. Didn't know really much what it was about, just national parks.
The Towra Team is what some people might say is an Aboriginal green team.
It's like a program they got going for us young ones to educate us, to get us our certificates and help us with the national parks.
It's employed and trained and skilled a lot of our young male and female for this area.
They do a lot of bush regeneration works. The project they're working on now, the Towra Team, is to restore a threatened species, the Kernell Dune forest.
We're trying to get it back to the point where it was when Captain Cook actually arrived in 1770.
That vegetation was documented and samples were taken back to England by Sir Joseph Banks and Daniel Solander, which were the two naturalists on board the Endeavour.
We're collecting only the plants that were here originally, and we're collecting the seed only from this area.
Part of the boys' work is to not only plant those plants but know them, know what they're putting back here, make sure that they're the right species that belong here on the site.
Just at the moment you've got to find a Melaleuca nodosa and put that one in.
Peggy, she would take us out into the bush and show us some of the weeds that shouldn't be there. So we do a lot of weeding as well as planting seeds.
We don't want to damage the plant, but we want to get a lot of seeds.
She would show us what plants and stuff, which ones we can store in the bag, the seeds. Yeah, they're the ones that we would plant out on the hill.
On the weekends, usually Sundays when it's the busiest in the hot weather, the boys do boat patrols.
We've got to take care of Towra Island. We've got to educate people because they're not allowed on a certain area on the Towra Beach. We've got to hand out pamphlets, tell them why they ain't allowed on there, and just patrol the island and just got to make sure no one goes on there and ruins it.
I've been involved in the Towra Team for, say, it'll be close to 2 years. It's all interconnected in the wider community. It's all involved in cultural stuff we do, and it's a good learning experience, I think, for everyone. It's good employment opportunities.
All right, boys, we found a nice straight one here. We're going to cut it down, but we're going to use this, okay? We're going to make some spears out of it.
I think it's much better for me to be outside and being involved in Aboriginal cultural stuff in regards to caring for country and learning our customs and our heritage and passing that knowledge down. Here, boys, here's some good examples of some bush medicine. There's an Angophora here. It's an Angophora sap, which is used as a penicillin for toothaches.
The skills that they've developed here are going to make their potential for the future just absolutely wonderful.
It's good to do something for my own people and, you know, to help out and just care for country.
It gave me heaps of confidence about being with other people around job sites, work sites and that.
It makes me feel proud just knowing that you're looking after your local area.
I can't get over it. I can't get over the change in them. They've shown, most of all, respect for country, respect for their elders, and they've got a sense of how we used to live here.
They're very proud of who they are when they're part of the Towra Team. What we provide them with now is a doorway that could open up to many different places, many different job opportunities. The future's theirs, it's in their hands.